Momentum is a fickle beast, but you can have it. And sadly, too many miss out on either establishing momentum in some part of their life or nurturing it. Whether it's turning an organization around, having to rebuild income from the ground up, starting over multiple times. I know what it's like to have to look at different parts of my life, physiology, mental mindsets, the filters I'm using for thinking, organizational leadership. I know what it's like to look at all these different categories and to have to establish momentum. So what I want to do today is walk you through 5 quick ways to jumpstart parts of your life. And some of these are, we'll talk about them as mindsets, then we're going to take them to an action. So just 5 mindsets that are going to jumpstart some momentum in your life. First mindset is your best work is in front of you. Your best work is in front of you. If this isn't something that you can tap into, if you have trouble accessing this reality, then at some point you're stuck and you're locked up. And what I want to do is live with this mindset that my best work is in front of me. I haven't found the best way to say or do anything that I'm doing. And the easiest way to translate this to an action is just to look around you and say, what's my next vulnerable step? What's the next step that would cause me to feel inadequate, to feel afraid, to feel insecure, to wonder if they think that I have what it takes, to wonder if I belong, to wonder if my performance is going to be awesome, whatever it is for you, right? And if I'm not pursuing that edge and that frontier, I know that I'm blocked up. Now, there are moments where we're taking our foot off the gas and we're catching our breaths, we're relaxing. I talk about this like the summer season in thestuckbook.com, but this right now is just a moment, again, to establish momentum. So we're looking at where are the ways that we need to take a vulnerable step. Second mindset. Money is value added. Now, a key piece of understanding momentum in your life is just understanding that most people, because our lives do in a necessary way revolve around being able to fund, right, the momentum we want to build. Money is a necessary object, and we don't have to be afraid of it. We don't have to love it over everything else. But we want to have a healthy relationship and understand that money is just value added. So, you know, there are a lot of people out there that are going to say, you get a certain level of income and you're happy. You know, I've read where some say 70,000. I've read where some say 100,000. Just so you know, studies have shown that average American middle class of family, it takes about 130,000. And I know first world problems, but it's first world bills. Money is just value added. And if you want to take and add a zero to whatever it is that you're making and really accelerate the momentum of that, then you've got to invest in a skill. That's the action that we want to take here. If you want to understand that money is value added, you've got to grow yourself. Now, for a lot of people, what they don't do or understand is what they're growing may not be an unobstructed expression of who they are, nor may it be, and it may also not be something that's actually needed currently in the marketplace or develops people or develops organizations or ideas at a strategic visionary level rather than just the tactics of getting it done. So if you're going to really grow yourself, then you're going to want to invest in skills that take you beyond just tactical delivery. Now, the challenge with those, it takes time. You know, you don't wake up one morning and go, I'm going to develop this skill, and by the end of the day, you've got that higher level strategic or visionary skill. Tactics you can learn fast. It takes a longer time to learn how to upgrade these higher pieces. So you want to start now, right? A decade ago, before I was doing Site Shift full time, it's been about 4 years currently that I've done it full time, but a decade ago, there was a moment, and I write about this in some of the books, where I was substitute teaching. And if I couldn't get a sub job, I was going to a cafe and working on the content for Site Shift or working on building the skills that help me with Site Shift and all that I do with that. So you've really got to have a very long range viewpoint. And that's the thing about, you know, healthy, successful people in their minds. They're thinking at a longer time frame. I was running on the treadmill this Saturday with my daughter, and I was covered in sweat, and she was asking me about how fast I was running. And I'm such a weirdo, and I know this, and I laughed when I said it, but I was like, I want to be able to foot race my grandchildren. and I'm 40 and she's 15, so we're a ways away from that. But it's that long range time frame that I'm thinking about. Third action, or third mindset, then we'll get to the action. Third mindset, a fun life is built on fun relationships. There's this idea that happens a lot, and I see it especially in marketing towards the younger demographic, that says that, if you travel, you're going to be happy. And if you have a thirst for adventure and feed it, you're going to be happy. And that's just not true. I mean, there's a reason it's called wanderlust. And so what happens for a lot of people is they don't realize that every investment they make in building the community that they would like to be a part of increases the likelihood that their life will have this component of fun to it that they would like to see. How do you actually start doing that? Okay? How do you actually start building this life with these relationships? The action is just really simple. Give support and request support. Look for ways that they need to be supported. You can't support the world, but just look around you. How can you help them? At one point with SightShift and coaching, I used to try to follow up with everybody that I'd ever coached. I can't do that now. It's beyond doing that, but people will pop in my mind and I'll just think about it and try to check on them and just provide support. Of course, I'm doing that with friends and with loved ones, but you're looking for ways that you can provide support, and then you're requesting it. It deepens the relationship when you're in a place that you can both give and ask for that help. Probably for me, one of the most painful lessons that I've learned is how much it grows a relationship when I ask for help. So I'm not going to miss those opportunities to do either. Fourth, we're talking about kickstarting momentum in your life and building this life that has momentum being nurtured from one stage to the next. Here's the fourth mindset, and this is worded as an action already, but reduce unnecessary drama. Reduce unnecessary drama. We could also say unnecessary friction. You're going to have unnecessary drama and friction in the pursuit of your mission and the building of relationships. So how do you reduce it, right? How do you actually bring it down? Well, you want to improve the system. It's just that simple. I think about this with our kids doing chores. I hear parents talk about how they fight their kids to do their chores. Guess what? If you tie the chores to something they really like if you don't do your chores, you don't get your phone for the week. We don't have to motivate for chores. When somebody needs to be motivated to do something they don't want to do, that's just a little principle. Now, the bigger umbrella of this idea is reducing unnecessary drama. Anytime you have friction in your calendar, in your energy, in your relationships, in your health, in the expression of your mission, you're just looking for where that friction point is. And not how you can power through it, but how you can build a system that flips the problem on its head. The more you do that, the better you get. It takes time. 5. The fifth action that I want to give you, of course, it's built on this understanding of nurturing momentum. Make quick changes. Make quick changes. If you will just wear the idea that you're the kind of person who upgrades their mindset, who is able to change their daily habits, if you just wear that as almost an exterior identity, then it's easier to be the kind of person that does that. So at different points, I've made big changes. I've made also continual small 1% incremental changes in different things about my life, whether it's relationships, family, health, finances, approaches to money, approaches to my time, all of these things, and energy. I'm consistently experimenting. And that's the real action that you could take away from this fifth piece is, consistently experiment for those upgrades. Whether for me it's changing approaches with different things that I love, like running and reading. I mean, I've just learned over the years how to fill my life with lots of things that add momentum, that accomplish the other four that I've covered. They upgrade my mindset to get me excited about my best work. They help me think differently about what it means to invest my life, that money is value added. They help me build more of the relationships I want and the life that is supported around that. They help me reduce unnecessary friction or drama in everything that I'm attempting. So I want to take these inputs, but even then, I used to listen to way more podcasts than I do now. I used to read way more books than I do now because I'm a more discerning listener. I'm a more discerning reader. These things will happen for you too. It just takes time as you cultivate your taste, as you train your palate, and then you start to figure out, oh, I could change this, I could do this, I could make this happen. I recently just did a deep dive into a new field of knowledge, if you will. And it so upgraded my mindset and then translated to my daily practice that I was able to look at that and go, okay, I'm going to make an effective, quick change here, even maybe before I understand all this. And so happy that I did that. So look at these 5 ways of kickstarting some momentum in your life. Take these actions, have fun with it. Keep working on you, upgrade you. Your internal world is endlessly explorable. And then the way that you can manifest a greater capacity to your mission and your community hasn't been fully tapped out. So have fun learning you. Peace.